Hey there, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a fascinating study that explores the intricate relationship between our cognitive abilities and emotional management. So, get ready to uncover some mind-bending insights. Music plays. You see, as we age, our brains undergo some pretty remarkable changes. Some mental skills decline, while others remain stable or even improve. This got me thinking. How do these shifts in cognitive abilities impact our ability to manage our emotions? Well, a recent study published in the journal Emotion has some intriguing answers. The research, led by psychologist Claire M. Groney and her team, set out to investigate how aging and cognitive abilities relate to emotion regulation. They wanted to understand if older adults rely on their accumulated life knowledge to manage emotions, or if declines in fluid cognition make certain emotional situations harder to handle. Music fades. Now, let's break down the key findings. The study recruited 286 adults ranging in age from 25 to 85, representing a diverse cross-section of socioeconomic backgrounds. None of the participants exhibited signs of cognitive impairment or dementia. First, the participants completed a battery of tests to assess their cognitive abilities. These tests measured processing speed, cognitive flexibility, and memory for fluid cognition, and reading and vocabulary tests for crystallized cognition. Visual, graphs and charts showing test results. Next, the participants engaged in a laboratory emotion regulation task. They watched a series of short film clips designed to elicit specific emotional responses. During the first phase, they watched clips meant to induce disgust, sadness, amusement, and contentment, reacting naturally without trying to change their feelings. This established a baseline for their emotional responses. In the second phase, participants watched the same clips again, but were instructed to regulate their emotions. For sadness and disgust, they were told to use any strategy they wanted to make themselves feel less negative. For amusement and contentment, they were asked to manage their emotions so that they felt more positive, keeping the good feelings going. The results revealed distinct patterns in how cognitive abilities relate to emotional management. Participants with higher crystallized cognition scores were more successful at regulating their emotions across the board, regardless of whether they were trying to reduce negative emotions or enhance positive ones. Visual, graph showing the impact of crystallized cognition on emotion regulation. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Fluid cognition was only associated with success in specific scenarios. Participants with higher fluid cognitive abilities were better at reducing their negative emotional experiences when watching the disgust and sadness clips. This type of fast, flexible thinking wasn't linked to the ability to boost positive emotions like amusement and contentment. So what does this mean? Well, dampening negative emotions might require more mental effort than enjoying positive ones. Decreasing sadness or disgust often involves quickly shifting attention away from distressing information or rapidly reframing the meaning of a situation. These mental maneuvers rely heavily on the working memory and processing speed captured by fluid cognition tests. Now, let's talk about age. The study uncovered nuanced associations between age and emotion regulation. Older age was associated with less success in decreasing the experience of sadness and disgust, both internally and outwardly. This pattern was consistent for both internal feelings and outward facial expressions. The researchers suggest that negative, high arousal emotions like disgust might pose specific physiological challenges for older adults. Alternatively, older adults might find it harder to detach from social loss themes present in sad videos due to shifting emotional priorities. As people age, they often become more prosocial and empathetic, which might make it harder to turn off feelings of sadness when witnessing others in distress. Despite these difficulties with negative content, older adults were just as successful as younger adults at maintaining or amplifying positive emotions. Enhancing positive feelings often involves savoring a moment or elaborating on pleasant thoughts, which aligns well with the motivational goals of older adults, who tend to prioritize emotional well-being and positive experiences. Now, let's talk about the limitations of the study. The research was cross-sectional, meaning it measured different people of different ages at a single point in time. This design prevents researchers from tracking how an individual's emotion regulation skills might change as they grow older. The laboratory setting also presents specific constraints, as participants were required to watch intensely emotional film clips, which might not reflect the emotional situations they encounter in daily life. In conclusion, this study provides a fascinating look at emotion regulation and the role of cognitive abilities. It highlights the importance of crystallized cognition in managing emotions and the nuanced associations between age and emotion regulation. So, the next time you find yourself feeling overwhelmed by negative emotions, remember that your accumulated life knowledge might just be your secret weapon for managing them. Closing music plays. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more insightful content. See you next time.